All right, everyone, welcome back to my channel, Baseball Talk with Nick Morgan. Today is April 11th, 2021, and Sunday Night Baseball. In this evening's matchup, it's the Philadelphia Phillies visiting the Atlanta Braves, with the Braves looking to break out the broomsticks and sweep the Phils. On the mound tonight are two 31-year-old Southpaws, Matt Moore for the visiting club and Drew Smyly for the home team. Before this one begins, let's see who the road team has in their starting lineup, and he's going to be stepping into the box first. The veteran right-handed bat of Andrew McCutchen getting the start in left field. Rhys Hoskins will bat second, starting at first, with Bryce Harper slotted third, getting the start in right field. JT Realmuto behind the plate will bat cleanup, followed by Alec Boehm at third base. In the sixth hole, Gene Segura starting at second base. Didi Gregorius will bat seventh at shortstop. Roman Quinn, the switch-hitting center fielder, will bat eighth, followed up by the pitcher, Matt Moore, rounding out the lineup. So there's your 1-9 for the Philadelphia Phillies. On the mound for the home Atlanta Braves is the left-handed Drew Smyly, stands 6'2", 188 pounds, and as we mentioned in the intro, 31 years old. Both starting pitchers are for tonight's game. It's the Braves, it's the Phillies. Smiley's ready, McCutchen's in the box, and the first pitch of the game is going to be a swing and miss for strike one. Andrew McCutchen's bounced around a little bit in his Major League Baseball career, most notably known for his time with the Pittsburgh Pirates, also served with the Yankees, Giants, and of course now the Philadelphia Phillies. This one misses downstairs. The count evens up 1 ball, 1 strike. McCutchen is 3 for 4 against Drew Smyly with a pair of home runs, so a very nice career against this certain southpaw. But this one's going to be popped up in the infield, all 4 infielders in the grass behind the mound, and Dansby Swanson's going to be the one who comes up with the ball to make the catch. So a pop out to shortstop is the first out of the ball game. Phillies and Braves are officially underway here. Sunday Night Baseball, April 11th, 2021. Thank you all for joining me today. This is take 2 for the Atlanta Braves. Now, the Braves and Phillies opened the season in Philadelphia against each other at Citizens Bank Park. The Phillies swept, outscoring Atlanta 9-3 over the course of the 3-game set, as Hoskins skies one to right field. Acuna is there to make the catch. So first pitch to Rhys Hoskins is going to result in the second out of the inning. But the Phillies outscored the Atlanta Braves 9-3. They won all 3 games and got off to a very quick start to begin the season. Tonight, the Braves have the opportunity to sweep at home as well, as they are currently 2-0 against the Phillies in this series taking place at Truist Park, or Truist Field, in Atlanta. The Philadelphia Phillies currently 5-3 on the year. Atlanta Braves are at a .500 win percentage, 4 wins, 4 losses. And in steps Bryce Harper, who's looking to do some damage, get the Phillies off to an early start. The first pitch he sees will be fouled back for strike one. Harper, a .280 batting average in 25 at-bats with 1 home run, 3 RBIs, no stolen bases, and a .911 OPS. So it's no balls and a strike to the power bat of Bryce Harper, who gets the start in right field today for the Phillies. Smyly delivers to d'Arnaud, and this is going to be a called strike, bottom corner of the plate, just outside. It's 0-2 now to Harper. So if we take a look at the NL East division, we already mentioned that the Phillies are 5-3, the Braves are 4-4, and those are your first and second place teams as things currently stand. Harper with the foul ball, the count remains 0-2. So the Phillies lead the NL East, the Braves are just 1 game behind, and they can tie the record with the Philadelphia Phillies tonight and be the top 2 teams. The Mets are third within the division, a 2-3 win-loss record. Marlins 2-6 come in at fourth. And then the Nationals are 1-4 off to a slow start following the delayed beginning of 2021. They witnessed a few COVID cases. They had to push back the start of their season a little bit. Same thing happened with the Mets. So a lot of teams are 8-9 games into the year. The Mets and Nationals not quite at that point. But Bryce Harper will go down on strikes as he swings and misses through a pitch. So Drew Smyly, a very clean 1-2-3 inning, no hits, no runs, no men left on base for the Philadelphia Phillies. We head to the bottom of the first for this home Atlanta Braves offense. So the Braves are going to be facing veteran southpaw Matt Moore of the Philadelphia Phillies, and leading it off for Atlanta is none other than right fielder Ronald Acuna Jr. Ozzie Albies batting second, starting at second base, followed up by Freddie Freeman at first, batting third. Marcell Ozuna is your cleanup batter. He's getting the opportunity to begin this game in left field defensively. Travis Sarno behind the plate will bat fifth. Then you have Dansby Swanson starting at shortstop, batting sixth. Austin Reilly seventh. Christian Pache eighth. And Drew Smyly, again, much like the Philadelphia Phillies, the pitcher rounding out the lineup at that number 9 spot. Austin Reilly gets the start at third base. Christian Pache in center field. With Pache in center, Acuna shifts over to right. And I believe that's pretty much how the Braves ended the 2020 season. And that's just right back where they picked things up here in 2021. Acuna has that versatility where he could play those multiple outfield spots. Drew Smyly on the mound for the Atlanta Braves had that clean inning, registering 1 strikeout within the first inning. Matt Moore for the Philadelphia Phillies looks to help his team avoid the sweep here on this Sunday evening. Moore coming into this game has 1 game pitched in the 2021 regular season, a 5.40 ERA, 3.1 innings pitched, 4 strikeouts, and a 2.40 whip. So the numbers are quite high. He gets the start against a Braves lineup beginning to heat up. They were off to a slow start. They got swept by the Phillies, lost the first 3 games of the season. Pretty unusual for a team consisting of superstars. The first 5-6 guys in this lineup can swing the bat well and are well known in the game of Major League Baseball. Acuna, Albies, Freeman, Ozuna, Darno, and Swanson. That top 4 is very hefty, a lot of power, very intimidating to opposing pitchers. And the first pitch from Smyly to Ronald Acuna Jr. grounded to the left side of the infield, and Didi Gregorius is there. Does not make the throw in time. Acuna beats out an infield single. What a start to this game offensively for the Braves. What would have gone down as a 6-3 ground out for the first out of the game gets ruled an infield base hit as Acuna beats out the throw from former Yankee shortstop Didi Gregorius. Acuna takes a lunge at the end to get his foot on the bag. It beats the baseball in. So it's a leadoff single for Ronald Acuna Jr., one of the top players in the game right now. One of the faces of Major League Baseball. 1 pitch and 1 hit allowed for Matt Moore, the 6'3", 210-pound 31-year-old southpaw. So Acuna on first, and in steps Ozzie Albies. Now the Braves looking to get a great start to this game offensively. Albies drills one to right center field, and that is going to be a 2-run home run for Ozzie Albies, his first knock of the year. Just as I was getting ready to say the Braves could use an early start to this game, that left the bat at 107.2 miles per hour, traveling a total distance of approximately 404 feet. It's a 2-run home run for Ozzie Albies. Sunday Night Baseball kicks off with a bang here in the bottom of the first. Let's go ahead and update the scoreboard for you guys. So without a single out being recorded, the Atlanta Braves jump up on the scoreboard, throwing a 2-spot courtesy of the Ozzie Albies homer as Freddie Freeman sees a strike. So that infield base hit really is going to come back to hurt the Phillies. Just the very next batter, Gregorius does have a strong throw over to first. He did have a decent throw over to Hoskins. It was on target, right where you want it. Perfect throw over. Just not in time to beat out the speedy Acuna, who hits for power and contact. Great glove in the outfield. Terrific speed on the base paths. Really a 5-tool player. So Acuna reaches with the infield single. Ozzie Albies goes deep. It's 2-0 Atlanta Braves. And Freddie Freeman in now. 1-2 count. Will take a pitch down and away. The count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. So now me personally, I do have Ozzie Albies on my fantasy baseball team. So that 2-run home run comes in clutch. Freddie Freeman now to center field, who I also have on my fantasy team. But this one is going to be a line drive to center field, right to the center fielder, Roman Quinn. And that is good for the first out of the inning. Matt Moore allowing 2 runs early on, a 5.4 ERA entering this game. That's just in 3 1/3 innings. That's going to spike a little bit now as that 2-run blast off the switch hitting bat of Ozzie Albies will do some damage early on. So now into the box is the cleanup batter and starting left fielder Marcell Ozuna. He will foul it straight back for the first strike of the AB. Ozuna with a 143 batting average through 28 at-bats. Still searching for his first home run and his first run batted in. OPS hits at 393. This one grounded down the third base line, but foul. It's strike 2. So Freeman with the line out to center. Ozuna down on the count 0-2. And Moore looks to escape this inning without allowing much more to his name here. Swing and a miss, strike 3, got Ozuna to chase, and there is the second out. So bouncing right back into it is the left Philadelphia. Albies does considerably better against left-handed pitching. 344 average compared to 253. The on-base 376 compared to 311. 22 home runs against left-handed pitching. 39 against right-handed pitchers. But the slugging 572 to 432 does not even compare. Better against southpaws, and of course, that 2-run home run came against the left-handed Matt Moore. Travis d'Arnaud now with his first at-bat will wave and miss for strike 1. So d'Arnaud up in the box, Dansby Swanson on deck if we get that far. And the Braves backstop hitting 259 through 27 at-bats. He's going to send this one to right field, and it'll get past Bryce Harper. D'Arnaud rounds first, heading to second, and he's in there safely with the 2-out extra base hit. Acuna with a single, Albies with a homer. 2 outs later, Travis d'Arnaud keeping the inning alive with a double down the right field line. And here is Dansby Swanson. Great piece of hitting from Travis d'Arnaud. Takes it the other way. It's going to get down for extra bases, and that just gives the Braves an opportunity to capitalize even more than they already have here in the bottom of the first. So Dansby Swanson will step in, 1 home run and 2 RBIs to his name on the year, a 458 OPS through 28 ABs, hitting just 143. Just a reminder here, the Braves offense off to a very slow start to begin the year. The first 3 games were bleak. They scored 3 runs in just as many games to open the year against the Phillies. Lost all 3, but ever since they've started to heat up a little bit, Acuna's gotten his swing together. He's hitting above 400. Freddie Freeman hitting the ball pretty well, even though his average was 154 heading into tonight. These guys are starting to heat up here in the 2021 regular season, and that's a good sign for the Atlanta Braves, who are one of the favorites in the NL East division. Swanson with a foul ball. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. You've got the Braves and the Mets, who seem to be the top dogs. And then right behind them, 2A and 2B, you have the Nationals and Phillies. 4 teams that are going to be very competitive this year, and the NL East is stacked. The Miami Marlins rounding out the division. They currently sit 4th within the NL East, a 2-6 record for Miami, but the year is still young. A lot of games left to be played. Swanson with another ball hit out of play, 1 ball, 2 strikes. But the Braves, off to that 0-3 start to begin the year, was a bit surprising. They are back on the right track, 4-4. If they do win this ballgame, they advance to 5 wins, 4 losses, and so will the Philadelphia Phillies. Both teams will go ahead and be tied for first in the NL East. The Phillies currently 5-3. So Swanson up in the box. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. d'Arnaud at second with 2 away. And this one fouled back yet again. Matt Moore not having an easy beginning to this outing. 16 pitches, 3 hits, 2 runs, 1 home run, and 1 strikeout. Now, Swanson is batting sixth tonight for the Braves. He's also getting the start at shortstop. Austin Reilly, the other defender on the left side of the infield, will bat seventh, starting at the hot corner. So Reilly on deck in case Dansby Swanson gets on. Matt Moore delivers. It's a curveball, and Swanson sends it to center field. It'll one hop into the glove of Roman Quinn. Travis d'Arnaud scores, and it's going to be an RBI base hit for the Braves shortstop. An RBI single to clarify. A single to center field. Roman Quinn gets the ball in a hurry. He actually gets to the ball very quickly out there in straightaway center. One hops into his glove. Just by the time the ball gets to home plate, it is not in time. So Swanson right there, after a multitude of foul balls, finally gets one his way. He wins the at-bat. Not only does he win the at-bat, but he also picks up an RBI in the process. So make it 3-0 for the Braves. Now, this is a great start to this ball game for the Atlanta offense. You're looking to complete the sweep against Philadelphia. You're at your home ballpark, and you would even out the regular season series against the Phillies 3-3. Of course, teams within the same division play each other 19 times here in 2021. 19 times each. So the Braves see the Phillies 19 times, the Mets 19, same for the Marlins and the Nats. So getting a lot of Philadelphia games out of the way early for the Atlanta Braves, who again are starting to heat up. The bats are picking up the pace here, scoring a lot more runs. And Austin Reilly will see a strike to begin his at-bat. It's 0-1. So Dansby Swanson on first. Matt Moore most likely will not have a lengthy start to this game as he's already allowed 3 earned runs while only recording 2 outs in the process. He checks up on Dansby Swanson at first base, but he'll get back in time. No balls and 1 strike to Austin Reilly, who's hitting a mere 225 at-bats. He will offer and miss at a pitch inside for strike 2. So Reilly up in the box right now. Christian Pache, the number 8 batter, on deck. And, of course, in the hole is starting pitcher Drew Smyly. Reilly grounds this one back up the middle. It deflects off of Matt Moore's hand, his bare hand. He tries to stop it and make a spectacular play. Instead, all it does is reduces the momentum, so the infielders have to charge in. And by the time the ball gets over to first base on the throw from, it looks like Didi Gregorius, Austin Reilly makes it to first safely. Let's just take a look here. So ground ball right back up the middle. Matt Moore tries to barehand it, almost makes a great great play. And it's actually Gene Segura who chases the ball in right behind the pitcher's mound, and the throw over to first just not in time. So Reilly with an infield single. Dansby Swanson advances to second base. And it's first and second, 2 outs. So 2 infield base hits for the Braves. 1 resulted in a 2-run home run. They also have 3 2-out hits. Travis d'Arnaud had that 2-out double. Swanson would single scoring d'Arnaud with 2 away. Then Austin Reilly kept the inning alive yet again. So Swanson at second, Reilly on first, Christian Pache in the box. Moore has thrown 20 pitches already, 17 for strikes. And here's Pache, the Braves starting center fielder, struggling early on in the offensive side of the baseball. A negative 32 OPS, which is on base plus slugging, so not great for the young center fielder. If we look at his numbers, a .083 average in 24 ABs. In search of his first home run, RBI, and stolen base of the season, he has a .245 OPS through 8 games. 0-1 as he fouls this one off his body, so let's see where this hits him right here. Off the bat, it's going to ricochet right off of what looked like his left shin and then his right knee. It kind of bounced in the dirt afterwards. So grabbing a piece of both legs, Pache down in the count after a foul ball, 0-1. The trainer's out to make sure he's okay. Now, if for some reason he does have to come out of this ball game, it's a little more serious than we think. I don't think that's going to be the case, but if that is necessary, Acuna can always shift over to center, or you could stay in right, and you have Ender Inciarte, who can join the Atlanta Braves in the outfield. So Matt Moore just kind of waiting around to make sure the Braves batter is okay. 21 pitches for Moore on the outing. 2 away, 3 outs. He's allowed numerous hits so far. 3 runs for the Atlanta Braves have already scored. 0-1. Pache is backed off the plate with an off-speed pitch. Inside, the count is even. So ideally, if you're the Atlanta Braves, now you never want to have a pitcher start the inning offensively because typically they don't have the best track record swinging the bat. That's not the case for everyone, and of course there is the occasional single or extra base hit, what have you. But of course, the number 9 spot in the lineup is due up next for the Braves, and that is Drew Smyly. So you want to see if Pache can get on base, and not even get on base, but also bring in a run or two. Maybe unload the bases a little bit for the pitcher. So a 1-2 count to Christian, tonight's center fielder in Atlanta, for Atlanta. The payoff pitch from Moore is going to be a curveball down and in. It's 2-2. Good breaking ball by Matt right there. Just not a competitive pitch. Runs too far inside, and Pache is able to lean off of it very easily. So you can see the Braves already striking early on, 3-0 in the bottom of the first. Pache will go down on strikes. Matt Moore finally relieved of his first inning of work as he gets out of it, allowing 5 hits and 3 runs. The Braves leave 2 men on base. We head to the second. So hits from Acuna, Albies, Darno, Swanson, and Reilly help the Braves pick up 3 runs in the bottom of the first. Drew Smyly has some insurance now as we head to the visiting half of the second inning. It'll be JT Realmuto, Alec Bohm, and Gene Segura due up for Philadelphia. Just recapping the top of the first for the Philadelphia Phillies. Their offense, or lack thereof for that matter, Andrew McCutchen popped up to the shortstop Dansby Swanson. To begin the ballgame, Rhys Hoskins flew out to right field, and Bryce Harper struck out swinging against JT Realmuto, Alec Bohm, and Gene Segura, due up for the Phils. Now, Drew Smyly of the Atlanta Braves, tonight's starting pitcher, stands 6'2", 188 pounds. He has 1 game under his belt in the 2021 regular season. Prior to tonight, he is 0-0 on the year with a 3.00 ERA. Striking out 8 batters in 6 innings, he's earned a 0.83 whip on the season. And going into the second, he has a nice little cushion, a 3-run buffer to work with as he returns to the bump for the second time this game. Who do I want to win in this game? Well, I am rooting for the Atlanta Braves. I love both these teams. Philadelphia, I've been down to Citizens Bank Park multiple times for games. I like Bryce Harper quite a bit. Rhys Hoskins, Alec Bohm, JT Realmuto. They've got a nice core. The Atlanta Braves, of course, Freddie Freeman is my favorite Atlanta Brave. Then you got Ronald Acuna Jr., who's one of the best in the game right now. Ozzie Albies, who we saw take action in the bottom of the first with that 2-run home run. Travis d'Arnaud has heated up with the Braves, really turned his career around. Not that it was bad with the New York Mets, but offensively broke out with this Braves organization. I'm rooting for the Braves, and that's not just because they're winning now 3-0. Also, a little selfishly, I have Ozzie Albies, Freddie Freeman, and Marcell Ozuna all on my fantasy baseball team. So if the Braves win, that probably means that some of those guys are contributing to the offensive side of the baseball. And of course, in this case, Ozzie Albies with the 2-run home run definitely helps out early on. But Drew Smyly back out on the mound. First pitch to JT Realmuto is called strike one. Realmuto hitting .346 through 26 at-bats, 1 home run, 6 RBIs, and a .931 OPS here in 2021. Smiley's going to miss downstairs, so the count goes even, 1 ball, 1 strike. But if we look at JT Realmuto, of course, he came over and re-signed with the Phillies this offseason on a massive deal. Also, the Philadelphia Phillies lineup, the heart of their lineup is just that. They have the most production in the lineup. Offensively, this is 2-1 now to JT Realmuto. But we look at who they have from 3 to 5. Bryce Harper, JT Realmuto, Alec Bohm. Harper with 3 RBIs and 1 home run this year. JT Realmuto with 6 RBIs, 1 home run. Alec Bohm, 5 runs batted in, 1 homer. A lot of production comes from the 3 through 5. Gene Segura even. Didi Gregorius, 6th and 7th. Rhys Hoskins batting second. They have some guys very capable of swinging the bat extremely well. And JT Realmuto hits one sharply to the left side of the infield. Austin Reilly cannot come up and field it cleanly. It's going to get all the way to the outfield. I don't think that's an error that should go down as a base hit. So a leadoff single for JT Realmuto, and the Phillies have their first hit of the ballgame. Realmuto is aboard now for Alec Bohm, who we mentioned. 1 home run, 5 RBIs, also 2 stolen bases to start his sophomore campaign. A 200 batting average and 30 at-bats, hitting with a 542 OPS. Bohm takes the first pitch outside for ball 1. Drew Smyly, let's take a look at the pitches he's working with in his arsenal. He's a 3-pitch pitcher. 4-seam fastball, he uses 55.3% of the time. The curveball is his primary off-speed pitch, and his go-to put away. That curveball used 41.5% of the time. The cutter, not used very often. 3% of the time, he's only thrown that pitch 3 times here, according to Baseball Savant, this season. It's 1 ball, 1 strike to Bohm now. So fastball, curveball, cutter. And the fastball is going to just ever so slightly take the bottom corner of the strike zone. It's 1-2. So you look at the home plate umpire right there. It may be him giving Smyly the benefit of the doubt on that pitch. It looked very close. Borderline, could have gone either way. Realmuto steals third. And he will be safe. Great jump by JT Realmuto. And there's something you don't see every day. The leadoff double allows JT to get into scoring position early on in this inning. He then steals third just 90 feet away. And you have to think that the Phillies are bound to score at least 1 run, because all you need right now is a sac fly that will plate their first run of the game. But JT Realmuto doing it all, one of the best catchers in the game. You know, personally, I would say he is the best catcher in Major League Baseball right now. I don't think that is the unpopular opinion. But Realmuto proving he can run on the base paths. Let's take a look. That is his first stolen base of the year, and he steals third for that matter. Travis d'Arnaud, a strong throw to Austin Reilly, just it was not in time to throw out the other catcher. So Realmuto 90 feet away. Alec Bowman a 2-2 count with nobody away here in the top of the second. And Bohm sends this one to right field. Acuna running in makes the catch. Realmuto will not test the arm, so it's 1 out. Fly ball to right field does not come in handy even with the Realmuto stolen base. So 1 away. Realmuto remains on third for Gene Segura. Segura getting his first opportunity here of the ball game. He'll step in with a 226 average entering tonight. 31 at-bats, 1 RBI, 1 stolen base, and a 769 on-base plus slugging. Realmuto with the leadoff double, stole third. Bohm sends one to right field. It's not enough, though, so JT stays at third base now for Gene Segura, looking to finally bring that run in and cut the Phillies deficit to 2. Hello to everyone in the stream and in the chat. Hope you guys are having a good day today. And you are ready for some Sunday night baseball. The Braves off to an early lead, 3-0. Segura will swing and miss at a curveball, 78 miles per hour, and in the dirt from Drew Smiley. So it's 1-1. Does Alec Boehm give you Jason Worth vibes? I mean, they definitely have like the hair for it, like the long hair. You think of Jason Worth, and it's like, he's got that like long flowing blonde hair, or dirty blonde hair. Alec Boehm now coming in, young kid, making a big impact, especially last year with the Phillies. I can definitely see that a little bit. Yeah, I definitely see that. Gene Segura hits this baseball like 397 feet to straightaway center field. But the dimensions to hit a home run is 400 feet. He just misses a 2-run home run, but it will easily be enough for JT Realmuto to come around and score. So the fly out to center field, not unsuccessful, as Segura gets the sac fly. Almost put 2 on the board for the visiting Philadelphia Phillies with that one swing. Oh, and I actually put 2 on my scoreboard here. Hold on. It's only 3-1. Braves still lead by 2 after that sac fly. So in steps Didi Gregorius. It'll be a lefty-lefty matchup with 2 away. First pitch, fouled back for strike 1. JD Martinez hit 3 home runs today. He sure did. I believe he has at least 1 extra base hit in every game so far this season, which is helping set records in Major League Baseball. Martinez, 3 homers today. I believe Ryan McMahon had 3 homers for the Colorado Rockies yesterday, I want to say, if I'm not mistaken. But Martinez was the second to 3 home runs in a single game on the season. Didi Gregorius will take a pitch in the dirt. It's 2 balls and a strike. So let me just take a look here. I believe it was Ryan McMahon who had a whole bunch of homers in yesterday's game. Maybe not. Let's see. Was it today? I thought I was watching on ESPN earlier, and something about that was kind of on the screen as I was prepping. I don't know what it was. So disregard that. I could be incorrect right there. I apologize. The count is still 2-2 to the Phillies shortstop, Didi Gregorius, and this one will remain 2-2 as he fouls another one back. How did both teams score? Well, to begin the bottom of the first, Ronald Acuna Jr. beat out an infield single. Then Ozzie Albies would bat right after, hitting a 2-run home run, scoring Acuna. So it was 2-0 Braves. Atlanta would also pick up 3 more hits over the course of the inning. They would only score 1 more run. But it did come courtesy of a Dansby Swanson RBI single. Travis d'Arnaud came across to score, making it 3-0 for the Braves. The Philadelphia Phillies actually just scored a few moments ago. JT Realmuto with the leadoff double here in the top of the second. He stole third, and Gene Segura brought him in on the sac fly. Didi Gregorius skies this one into foul territory. Third baseman Austin Reilly is there, and he makes the grab. So a fly out to third base in foul territory. The Phillies do not strand that runner. JT Realmuto gets on board to lead off the top of the second. He scores. 1 hit, 1 run. No man left on base for the Phillies, who go bottom 2. Atlanta Braves look to continue to add to that lead. Rafi Devers, 2 homers for the Red Sox. They won 14-8. Awesome for Rafael Devers. I believe he was off to a somewhat slow start to the season. JD Martinez was not. He's done very good at the plate. And yeah, the Red Sox were swept by the Orioles to open up their year, 0-3. But now they are back in the swing of things. I actually think they are the best team in the AL East record-wise right now, which is something that may not hold up as we get deeper into the year. There is a lot of competition in the AL East also. Of course, you got the Yankees, the Rays, the Blue Jays, the Boston Red Sox. Bats are starting to pick up a little bit, so that'll be fun. And the Baltimore Orioles are also there, pretty much the equivalent to the Miami Marlins, where They are a team, they're organizations in very stacked divisions, kind of rebuilding, kind of with some good guys that they'll be able to pick up a certain amount of wins, but just not enough to climb the totem pole once all 162 regular season games are in the books. We head to the bottom of the second for the Atlanta Braves. It's going to be Drew Smyly, Ronald Acuna Jr., and Ozzie Albies, who all get to see some time at the plate. Smyly's in the top of the order, and it'll be Acuna and Albies' second time around. The Braves, 5 hits back in the first, scoring 3 runs, leaving 2 on base, but they did capitalize. That 3-run buffer gave Drew Smyly, their starting pitcher, the opportunity to allow that 1 run and still come out of the inning with a lead. If Smyly wins this ball game, it'll be his first win of the season in his second outing. He has gone through 1 game so far in 2021, entering tonight, 6 innings, 8 strikeouts, and then a 0.83 whip. For Matt Moore of the Philadelphia Phillies, the first pitch to his opposing pitcher is going to be a called strike, up and away. Moore has a 4-pitch mix at 4-seam fastball, curveball, cutter, and changeup. So, a couple of similarities to note for both starting pitchers tonight. Drew Smyly of the Braves, Matt Moore of the Phillies. Both are left-handed starters. They are each 31 years old. And both of them have the 4-seam curveball and cutter in their arsenal. Now Moore, with that 4th pitch being the changeup, gives him a little more leverage against opposing batters. He uses that 4-seam fastball 62% of the time. The curveball 18.9%, cutter 13.5%, and changeup 5.4% of the time. He's going to strike out opposing pitcher Drew Smyly looking, and that makes for Moore's second K of the ball game. He struck out Marcell Ozuna, as Ozuna would wave and miss back in the first. Hello to everyone in the chat and in the stream. Thank you for joining me today. We go back to the top of the order. Ronald Acuna Jr., the first pitch he sees, is going to run inside for ball 1. If we take a look at Matt Moore and his velocity, the 4-seamer averages around 92.2 miles per hour. This one hitting 91, and Acuna sending it into left field. It'll drop for Andrew McCutchen. Ronald Acuna Jr. with his second hit of the game. His second single of the game. And here is Ozzie Albies now for his second at-bat of the game. As I was saying, though, Moore's fastball here in 2021 is right around 92 miles an hour. The curveball at 80, cutter 88, and changeup 84. Ronald Acuna Jr., that infield single he had back in the first inning, he made it from home to first base in 4.19 seconds. So talk about a guy who could fly on the base paths. That is Ronald Acuna Jr. Ozzie Albies, last time Acuna singled, Ozzie Albies come up and hit a 2-run home run to right center. See if he can do that again here in the second inning. The Braves already have a 3-1 lead. It was a 3-run lead up until the top of the second where JT Realmuto scored on a sac fly. Ozzie Albies swing the bat from the right side again. We'll see a strike to begin the at-bat. Albies, a switch-hitting second baseman, picked up his first home run of the year, his 3rd and 4th RBI of the year earlier this ballgame. This time, he flies it to right field. Not going to be nearly enough for a home run. Bryce Harper is camping underneath of it for the second out. So a fly out to right means 2 away. Freddie Freeman now, we'll see if he can extend the inning and try to score this 4th run of the game. Acuna at first. Don't know if we're going to see him take off and try to steal a base with 2 outs and a 2-run lead. It's also still the second inning. So early on. But just in case Matt Moore throws over to first, Acuna back safely. Freddie Freeman rolls this to the right side of the infield. Gene Segura makes the grab, does a 360, and the throw over to first is in time. So a 4-3 ground out ends the inning. 1 hit, no runs, and a man left on base for the Braves. We head to the third. For the visiting Philadelphia Phillies, it'll be Roman Quinn, Matt Moore, and the top of the order, Andrew McCutchen. Philadelphia is still trailing by 2, but Matt Moore was able to hold the Braves to no earned runs, no runs for that matter, in the second frame. Moving at a fairly quick pace, we head to the third. Matt Moore, Drew Smyly doing well, and Smyly looks to prevent any more runs and maintain that 2-run lead against the visiting Philadelphia Phillies. Now again, the Braves got swept by Philadelphia to open up the season at Citizens Bank Ballpark. And now the Braves look to flip the switch and sweep their opponent at their home stadium before moving on throughout the course of this next week. So Roman Quinn, tonight's starting center fielder for the Phils. He's a switch hitter. He'll bat from the right side, much like Ozzie Albies did in both of his at-bats prior, as 2 left-handed starters are on the mound. So Quinn batting from the right side. Roman on the season, struggling a little bit through his first 12 at-bats, a .083 average. No homers, no RBIs, but 2 stolen bases and a .350 OPS. So it's going to be Quinn, who's hitting .083, Matt Moore, who has 1 at-bat and 0 hits on the year, and then Andrew McCutchen will come up again, and McCutchen popped out to the infield back in the first. So here we are, the top of the third, nearly underway. And it's going to be Smyly versus Quinn to lead it off. The first pitch is a looping curveball outside, but deemed a strike by the home plate umpire. So it's 0-1 to Roman Quinn. Another curveball. He goes right back to it, this time down a little bit more and inside. So no balls, 2 strikes to Quinn, who is getting mowed down fairly easily right now. Back-to-back curveballs. He waves and misses at the second, and a third curveball. This one will miss well south of the strike zone for the first ball. Drew Smyly's only allowed 4 hits in 34 at-bats against leadoff batters since 2020. So he does a very good job of retiring that first hitter of the inning. Of those 4 hits, 2 of them being doubles. Again, that's 4 hits and 34 at-bats. So if I'm doing the math here really quick, 4 hits, 34 at-bats. Leadoff batters have a .118 batting average against him since that 2020 season. It's now 2 balls, 2 strikes. Smyly with 33 pitches on the evening against the speedy Roman Quinn. This one hit right back to the pitcher. Smyly with a good throw. PFPs, it's a 1-3 put out, and that's good for the first out of the third. So now we go to Matt Moore. It's going to be another pitcher-pitcher matchup. But if we take a look at the Atlanta Braves defense here tonight in Sunday Night Baseball, Marcelo Zuna in left field, Christian Pache in center, and Ronald Acuna Jr. starting in right. Freddie Freeman at first, Ozzie Albies second, Austin Reilly gets the start at third, Dansby Swanson covering the shortstop duties. Your Braves battery is Drew Smyly and Travis d'Arnaud, at least to begin the ball game. And the first pitch to Matt Moore is a called strike. He is a career .230 hitter, searching for his first hit of the season as it goes 0-2. Now, Moore, of course, first hit of the season. Well, he only has one at-bat coming into today. And this one will be fouled back. Of course, pitchers are hitting now that the Universal DH is no longer a part of the National League. Now, Moore is actually 5 days younger than Drew Smyly, born 6/18/89. And he will swing and miss at a pitch in the dirt. And just like that, Smyly racks up his second strikeout of the game. Both swinging. Harper went down on strikes, and so did now the pitcher, Matt Moore, for the Philadelphia Phillies. We head to the top of the lineup. The lineup card flips over. Andrew McCutchen now, who popped up to the infield, will come up for his second time around. Entered tonight with a .208 average, 1 homer, 2 RBIs, and 1 stolen base. The looping curveball seems to be the pitch Smyly relies on the most so far this inning. Will miss upstairs for ball 1. Fastball up and away. The count goes 2-0. Smyly's fastball hitting around 92, 93 miles an hour. Now, Drew missed the 2017 and 2018 seasons from Tommy John. But from 2012 to 2016, he was a relatively good pitcher in Major League Baseball, jumping around with different organizations. Again, Andrew McCutchen against this particular starting pitcher, 3 for 5 with a pair of home runs. Entered today 3 for 4 before popping up his first time around. Pitch gonna miss just below the knees. It's 3 balls and a strike to the Phillies left fielder. And on deck is Rhys Hoskins, who's 0 for 1 on the day. McCutchen grounds onto the left side of the infield. Austin Reilly with a spectacular diving play to his left. The throw is over to Freddie Freeman in time, and that will end the inning. So Austin Reilly, with a terrific display of the glove, helps record a 5-3 putout. And that will end the third. No hits, no runs, no men on base for the Phillies. As we head to the home half, it's going to be Marcell Ozuna, Travis d'Arnaud, and Dansby Swanson. Ozuna 0 for on the day as he struck out swinging to open this ball game back in the first. Travis d'Arnaud had a double. It was a 2-out double at the time in the first frame. And then Dansby Swanson helped out the Braves a little bit more, tack on some more runs. He had an RBI single. So the 4 through 6 batters are a combined 2 for 3 on the day with 1 extra base hit, 1 run scored, and 1 RBI. Now, we see for Philadelphia that a lot of their production comes from the middle of the lineup. Rhys Hoskins, 4 RBIs. Bryce Harper, 3. Realmuto, 6 runs batted in. Bohm, 5. Even Didi Gregorius with 4. For the Atlanta Braves, it's not as restricted. A little more spread out for some of their success stories. It really goes from the first 6 batters for this team offensively, with the exceptions being Austin Reilly, Christian Pache, and of course the pitcher filling in the 9-hole. Acuna has 3 homers, 6 RBIs, and 2 stolen bases on the year. Ozzie Albies, 1 homer, 4 ribbies. Freddie Freeman's gotten yard 3 times with 6 runs batted in. Ozuna is also an exception, but typically, when he is in his A form, will be doing a little bit better. Off to a slow start to begin the year. A 143 average, no home runs, no RBIs for the Big Bear. But then Travis d'Arnaud, 1 home run, 4 runs batted in. Dansby Swanson, 1 homer, 3 runs batted in. So the Braves, who didn't wake the bats up early on in the season, are starting to have their guys really take form here and mold into the players we know them and recognize them as. Acuna being one of the best in the game, Freddie Freeman, a top first baseman in all of Major League Baseball. Ozzie Albies even is a great hitter with speed on the base paths. So here's Marcell Ozuna. He's going to try again against Matt Moore. He sends the first pitch he sees to right field. Bryce Harper back at the warning track makes the catch for out number 1. A line out to right field. Ozuna hit that ball pretty well. The other way, nonetheless, just not enough for it to get down or over the wall for a base hit. So Travis d'Arnaud now looking to expand upon his 1-for-1 day. That 2-out double allowed him to score back in the first. It accounts for 1/3 of the runs that the Atlanta Braves have scored as he plated the run himself, Travis d'Arnaud. He's now batting .286 on the year with a .774 OPS. And Matt Moore's 36th pitch of the ballgame will back up the Braves' backstop a little bit as this one runs too far inside for ball 1. The 1-0 payoff pitch. Make it 1-1. 90 miles per hour just at the knees, but the umpire deems it a strike. The 1-1. d'Arnaud will foul this one back. 1-2. Travis d'Arnaud, notably known for his time with the New York Mets and that tenure, came over to the Atlanta Braves last year. His offense was incredible, especially in the postseason, hitting the ball well, especially with runners in scoring position. This year, off to a pretty good start, .259 average. It was, again, up a little bit higher. That .259 was entering today's ball game. The count's now 2-2, but d'Arnaud is the starting catcher for this organization, and a good one to have. Bats 5th. He's got power and a lot of different aspects that he brings to the table to help benefit this team. He will ground out to Alec Bohm for a 5-3 putout, which will allow Dansby Swanson to make his second appearance of the game at the plate, who is 1-for-1 with an RBI single back in the first. So it'll be Swanson in the box and Austin Reilly on deck. Both have singles on the day, and Swanson's second AB will start with the ball up and away. Moore is a former top prospect, and now Dansby Swanson takes the ball to left field. It's going to bounce over the wall for a 2-out ground rule double, and the inning stays alive for the Braves. Let's see if they have any magic left over in the bats with 2 men retired. We saw them add on 1 more run in the first with this very same scenario, 2 outs. It'll be Austin Reilly, who has a single on the day. Now, Reilly was the starting third baseman after Josh Donaldson's departure. And Austin, a .200 batting average through 25 at-bats. Entering today, he is now going to have an average just above that .200 mark. And he's got a runner in scoring position. But the first pitch will be a ball outside. So 1 ball and a strike. 541 OPS. The batting average up .031 points. It's 231 on the year with that single back in the opening frame. This curveball just misses the top corner of the plate for ball 2. Matt Moore, I think, a little frustrated he didn't get the call right there. Could have gone either way. It was a borderline pitch. But Reilly in a good hitter's count, 2-0. More on 44 pitches this start. Number 45 will miss upstairs. It's now a 3-0 count to Austin Reilly. Christian Pache due up next and he struck out swinging to end the first inning. So the 3-0 count to Austin Reilly. This is following the Dansby Swanson 2-out ground rule double. This was singled right back up the middle, a splintered bat, but Gene Segura is there to make the throw. Reilly, surprisingly enough, was given the green light on a 3-0 count, as the Braves only lead by 2, but 4-3 to end the inning. 1 hit, no runs, and a man left on the bases once the third comes to a close. We go to the away half of the 4th inning. The Philadelphia Phillies still trailing by those 2 runs. Bryce Harper, JT Realmuto, and Alec Boehm, the heart of this order, will all come up for their second time. So as we are in between innings here, let's go ahead and take a look at scores around Major League Baseball. Earlier today, in 10 innings, the Yankees beat the Rays by a final score of 8-4. Both AL East teams now 4 wins and 5 losses on the season. The Angels and Blue Jays were postponed due to inclement weather down in Florida, Dunedin, where the Toronto Blue Jays were supposed to play Los Angeles. The Miami Marlins and New York Mets got suspended in the top of the first inning. The game began. Marcus Stroman allowed 1 hit, and then inclement weather paused that game and would later be suspended, and is now going to be resumed on Tuesday, August 31st as part of a doubleheader. We know that the Braves and the Phillies are currently going into the top of the 4th, Atlanta leading 3-1. The Red Sox beat the Orioles 14-9 today. Pirates edged out over the Chicago Cubs by a score of 7-1. The Cleveland Indians picked up their 5th win as they beat the Detroit Tigers 5-2. The Mariners held on for an 8-6 win over the Minnesota Twins. The Royals lost by 1 run, 4-3 in Kansas City's favor through 10 innings. That game is over. MLB TV's free game of the day featured the Brewers and the Cardinals. Milwaukee would win 9-3. The Padres advanced to 7-3 on the season as they shut out the Rangers 2-0. The Giants beat the Rockies 4-0. The D-backs had 7 runs on tonight's game. They beat the Reds 7-0. Dodgers winning. They go 3-0. Oh, sorry. Dodgers beat the Nationals. They win 3-0. Sorry about that right there. A little bit of a mix-up on my part, but we go to the 4th. Bryce Harper, JT Realmuto, and Alec Boehm all going to step in. Drew Smyly, 44 pitches on his start so far. He's allowed 1 run. Sorry, this is Rhys Hoskins. It's Rhys Hoskins, Bryce Harper, and JT Realmuto. Harper, Realmuto, 2-3-4 to begin the 4th. My bad. 1 ball, 1 strike to Rhys, who has struggled a little bit here to begin the 2021 regular season. And by struggling, I mean his walk rate is down, which is a surprising fact here. Just 3 walks in nearly 60 at-bats. Just 3 walks so far this season in 32 at-bats. Last year, he walked 56 times. So quite a difference. Last year only a 60-game season. But Hoskins does frequently get on base via ball 4. He pops this one up in foul territory, just out of play. It's 2-2 to the Phillies' first baseman. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, Smyly to Hoskins. Here in the top of the 4th, the Braves lead 3-1. It's Hoskins, Harper, JT Realmuto. The payoff pitch is a fastball inside, 94 miles per hour. Again, Hoskins will make contact and put it out of play, so the count remains 2-2. Reese flew out to right field back in the first inning. If we take a look at the Atlanta Braves defense for tonight, we look back at it again here. Drew Smyly, Travis d'Arnaud is the battery. Freeman at first. Reilly on the other corner of the infield at third. Middle infielders, Dansby Swanson, Ozzie Albies. In straightaway center field, Christian Pache. To his left in right field, Ronald Acuna Jr. And to his right in left field, Marcell Ozuna. The count remains 2-2 to Hoskins. This is a 94 mile per hour fastball, which will miss down and in. It's now full. So we talked about how Hoskins has not been walking at a crazy high rate to open the year. His on-base percentage, OPS, definitely are helped with those walks. The ninth pitch of the at-bat, and it's a solo home run for Rhys Hoskins, make it his second of the year, his fifth RBI. So here I was completely forgetting that Hoskins was due to lead off the fourth, and he doesn't just lead it off in the batter's box, but he gets one to go 404 feet to left field, leaving the bat at 102.6 miles per hour. It's a 3-2 ball game. So Smyly was blessed with a 3-run lead early on. He's given up a run in the second, and now a run to begin the fourth. This one, a Rhys Hoskins solo shot. So Hoskins comes around to score on the homer. Bryce Harper with a big swing and miss for strike one. His second at-bat is underway. Harper struck out swinging back in the first inning. He ended the top of the first with that very strikeout. The 54 pitch from Drew is going to be down in the dirt, bounces over the plate. The count is even at 1 apiece. A .269 batting average for Bryce Harper. Now, including his first at-bat of this ball game, it goes 1-2 as he will wave and miss. So Harper up in the box right now at this stadium at Truist Park. 10 home runs, 27 RBIs for the power bat of Harper, which is the most of any visiting player in both categories currently. Harper mashes the baseball, off to a good start this season. Only 1 home run and 3 RBIs, but those numbers are going to exponentially grow as we make our way through more of the schedule. It's 2-2 yet again as this one gets fouled back and ricochets off the gear of catcher Travis d'Arnaud. Smyly to d'Arnaud. And does he go around? Yes, he does, says the third base umpire. Bryce Harper goes down for the second time this game on strikes. That is also Smyly's third strikeout of the ball game, 2 of which coming to the Philadelphia starting right fielder. So Hoskins started this inning with a solo home run. Bryce Harper then with a strikeout. We'll see what JT Realmuto can do. And then it'll be Alec Boehm's chance to make some magic happen. Since 2020, left-handed batters against the southpaw Drew Smyly are only 3 for 46 with 18 strikeouts. So you can tell Smyly's favorable matchup is against hitters who are dominantly left-handed, much like himself. And the starting catcher batting cleanup tonight for the Philadelphia Phillies will foul one back to start the at-bat. 368 average, no home runs, but 6 runs batted in for the catcher. He will also wave and miss for strike 2. JT considered to be the best all-around catcher in Major League Baseball right now. Of course, that goes without question. Offensively, he may not have the most power and the most pop as other guys like Gary Sanchez when healthy, or Mitch Garver a few years back. Really carried a lot of pop in his swing. But right now, JT Realmuto, the best on both sides of the baseball, signed a massive contract with the Phillies this offseason, which brought him back to the team. And him and Harper are really the two huge lineup guys that this team has, and they revolve around big money players. It's going to be Hoskins. It's going to be Harper, JT Realmuto, Alec Bohm, I'm sure, if he continues his Major League Baseball career at the rate he played in his freshman year, will also be a stud. And Realmuto will ground out to Ozzie Albies, 4-3 for the second out. The Phillies have a nice little core to their team. In addition to bringing back JT Realmuto, Didi Gregorius re-signed this past winter. They brought in a bunch of guys for the bullpen. And last year for Philadelphia, their guys to relieve starting pitching did not do well. They ranked close to last, if not last, in a lot of relief categories throughout all of Major League Baseball this year. Some of their bigger additions, Jose Alvarado, as well as Archie Bradley. Now today, the Phillies announced Archie Bradley is going on the 10-day IL. So he is no longer on the active roster, which is a bit of a blow for this team. However, Joe Girardi still has a decent bullpen to work with and work around, if and when necessary. The top 3 guys in the starting rotation for the Philadelphia organization: Aaron Nola, Zach Wheeler, Zach Eflin, and also Matt Moore filling out that 4th spot in the 1-5. Alec Bohm's second time around begins with the ball. The second pitch is the ball. It's 2-0. To a guy with a 211 batting average this far into the season. Popped up and out of play is a foul ball, make it 2-1. So 2 balls and a strike to the Philadelphia Phillies third baseman. If Bohm gets aboard, it'll be Gene Segura, who flew out to center back in the second. That was good for the sac fly, scoring JT Realmuto. And before this inning was the only run of the game for the visiting team. It's 2-2 with another foul ball off the bat of Bohm. "67 pitches for the Braves starter this evening. Here in Sunday Night Baseball, Alec Bohm with another foul ball. The follow-through actually causes his helmet to fall off. So it's 2-2 yet again. Alec 0 for 1. He flew out to right field back in the second. It was not enough to score JT Realmuto on the sac fly, as Ronald Acuna Jr.'s momentum was bringing him in towards some plate. Also, Acuna with a strong arm. They did not want to test it. But Alec will pick up his first hit of the evening as he laces one into left field. Marcell Ozuna gets the ball in, prevents Bohm from stretching into 2 bases. So a 2-out single, and the Phillies bats are beginning to warm up here in this game. The solo home run from Hoskins, now a 2-out base knock from Bohm. Gene Segura has another opportunity to help at least advance the base runner, maybe even bring in 1 or 2 runs on his own. Now, Gene was a primary shortstop for this franchise before Didi Gregorius came in after he ended his tenure with the New York Yankees. Then Gene was shifted over to third base because you had Scott Kingery at second. And at that point, he was a good option for this team. There are also a few other pieces they were able to move around. So Segura moved to third. And now with Alec Bohm at third base and the talent he brings to the table, Gene Segura is at second base to start most games for the Phillies. And this one he will send through the right side of the infield. No one is there. So it'll go all the way out to Ronald Acuna Jr. It's another 2-out single. Alec Bohm advances to second base, and here is Didi Gregorius. So Bohm at second, Segura on first, and in steps Didi, batting .290, entering tonight's game with 1 home run, 4 RBIs, and a .711 OPS. That's in 31 at-bats, except Gregorius flew out to Austin Reilly in foul territory back in the second. So he's 0 for 1 on the day. First and second, 2 outs. The Phillies still trail by just 1 run now. But Smiley wants to lock it down, get out of the inning before allowing this game to be tied. Or even worse, a loss for the Braves at the moment. First pitch he sees is fouled on the first base line for strike 1 to Didi Gregorius. So from 2016 to 2020, all of 98 home runs off the bat of Didi Gregorius went to right field. Didi's only home run in 2021 was a straightaway center shot, and that actually surprised me just looking at the spray chart of all of his dingers. Right field only. He only pulls the ball down the line. So he's not really a threat the opposite way when it comes to hitting for power. And he's also not really a threat to Drew Smiley. He's 0 for 11 in his career against Drew. And that's the most at-bats he has without a hit against all pitchers in the game. So Didi Gregorius, again, 11 at-bats against Smiley, no hits. That's the most for Gregorius in his single career and all Major League Baseball pitchers actively serving. 1 ball and 2 strikes to the Philadelphia Phillies shortstop. We'll try it again. This one sent down the right field line and it's gone. A 3-run home run for Didi Gregorius. The Phillies take their first lead of the game. Smiley does end up giving up the tying run, the go-ahead run, and an insurance run. 384 feet, 106.1 miles per hour off the bat. So Didi Gregorius has 1 home run to straightaway center this year and 1 home run to right field. He pulled this right down the line, hit for power, lefty-lefty. His first hit against Drew Smiley in his career is a lead-earning 3-run home run. So the Phillies right back in this ball game. They want to avoid being swept at all costs. Didi Gregorius being the difference maker right now in this game. It's 5-3 in Philly. Roman Quinn now steps up for his second time around. He grounded back to the pitcher in the third. He sends this one to left field. And the bats almost continue. Marcell Ozuna right at the warning track. A little bit of visual deception right there on my end. I thought that was getting out. By the way the camera jumped, it seemed like that was going to go over the left field wall, but that is not the case. Roman Quinn, a fly out to left fielder Marcell Ozuna that ends the inning. But not before the Phillies put up 4 runs in the fourth. Rhys Hoskins had a solo home run. Alec Bohm singled with 2 outs. Segura singled with 2 outs. And Didi Gregorius hit that big 3-run home run, all with 2 men retired. So, 4 hits, 4 runs, and no men left on base for the Phillies to now have their first lead of the ball game. We go to the home half of the 4th. The Braves looking to bounce right back in it. They'll have Pache, Smiley, and Acuna. Now, if Philadelphia wins tonight, they go to 6-3 on the season. If the Braves win, they go 5-4. The Phillies would then earn the loss. They'd also be 5-4 on the year. Both tied for first within the NL East. The Mets game got postponed today, or suspended rather, after the first inning. Marcus Stroman was the top of the first. He allowed 1 hit, and then rain would cause them to take a momentary break before it was announced the game would just resume play on August 31st. So it's going to be a doubleheader for the Mets and the Marlins, I believe it was today. Again, going to the 4th, it's Pache, Smiley, and Acuna Jr. Drew Smiley with over 70 pitches in 4 innings, allowing 5 earned runs. He was given a lead early on, could not hold it. And that might come back to hurt the southpaw starter. Joe Girardi being interviewed now for the Philadelphia Phillies by the ESPN broadcasters. Of course, Girardi was a former manager of the New York Yankees, also a player. He had some time with the Chicago Cubs, which I believe he came up with, also New York a little bit. Girardi, the manager for the Philadelphia Phillies, who currently hold a 5-3 lead. Matt Moore back out there, 46 pitches on the day, and Christian Pache fouls him down the left field line for strike 1. So obviously now that there is no designated hitter, pitchers do have to hit. That means you're going to use your bench bats to pinch hit for players who typically bat 9th. Smiley may not return to the mound in the top of the 5th. He's gone fairly long into this outing. Again, over 70 pitches, 5 earned runs. He lost the Atlanta's lead. So we'll see how the Braves address their starting pitching scenario. And if they go to reliever starting in the 5th, it'd be long relief. Christian Pache will tip one back into the glove of JT Realmuto. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now for the Philadelphia Phillies, out there defensively today, JT Realmuto behind the plate. It is Alec Bohm at third, Didi Gregorius shortstop, Gene Segura the starting second baseman, and Rhys Hoskins at first. Bryce Harper in right field, Roman Quinn, the speedy Roman Quinn, in center, and longtime veteran Andrew McCutchen taking over duties in left field. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Pache. And this one runs inside. It's 2-2. Just below the knees, the count goes full now to the Braves center fielder. Now maybe Chris Pache's at-bat determines whether or not Smiley comes up. Now, I can't see who's in the on-deck circle for the team, so this might not even be close to accurate, but maybe if Pache gets aboard, they go to a pinch hitter with no outs, or they might just have Smiley hit either way. They might have Smiley coming out either way. Again, I can't see all the angles, unfortunately, as I'm only watching the ESPN broadcast. But Pache lifts one to right field. Bryce Harper will cut it off before it makes contact with the wall. Christian Pache rolls in with a full count leadoff double. And now the tying run steps up to the plate for the Braves. Granted, we're only in the bottom of the fourth, still very early on. But that is Christian Pache's first hit of the game. He struck out back in the first. And that should help the what was struggling average. It entered today at .083. Dropped a little bit with the strikeout. Now it should be a little ways higher. So Pache in at second base. And it seems to be Drew Smyly getting his second at-bat of the game. He struck out looking in the second. Now he might drop down a bunt. He shows bunt. And it'll be popped back. But Realmuto has no chance at it, 0-1. Pitcher-pitcher duel right here. Moore wants to get the upper hand. Pache in scoring position, hopefully just 90 feet away if this bunt is successful for the Braves. Smyly shows but pulls back as the pitch is outside, 1 ball and a strike. Smyly is 0 for 26 in his offensive career. He lays down the bunt perfectly. JT Realmuto runs up towards the third base side to pick up the ball and throws it over to Gene Segura, who's covering the bag. So that is a 2-4 sacrifice. Pache moves up to third base. We head to the top of the lineup for Ronald Acuna Jr. and a runner just 90 feet away. The bunt was executed perfectly right there for the Atlanta starter. The infield was in, of course, Alec Bohm and Rhys Hoskins. Realmuto picked it up, fielded it cleanly, and the throw was almost a little wide, but Gene Segura made a nice stretch to keep the ball from getting past him. Now that Acuna is up, there is a shift with 3 defenders pretty much on the left side of the infield. But Gene Segura right behind the second base bag. Rhys Hoskins shadowing a little more towards the second base side of the right half of the infield. Acuna has a pair of singles and a run scored so far in today's game. He sees a pitch right down Broadway for strike 1. Segura now shadowing a little more towards third base as he was pretty much right behind the second base bag. He's more to the left of the infield. This one runs inside. It's 1-1. Acuna to right field. Bryce Harper camps underneath it. Strong throw in. Pache tagging up at home, and he is there uncontested. So it is a 5-4 ball game. Ronald Acuna Jr. with the sacrifice as he flies out to right. The Braves now only trail by 1. They picked up a lead early on, plating 3 in the first. Drew Smyly allowed 4 earned runs in the fourth. You put that on top of the 1 run that the Philadelphia Phillies lineup got in the second. It's a 5-3 game. Now the Braves, Christian Pache leadoff double. Drew Smyly bunts him over to third. And a sac fly from Acuna makes it a 1-run game. Ozzie Albies still batting from the right side. We'll take a fastball at 92 that backs him up off the plate. It's 1-0. Albies batting a mere 152 on the season with 1 home run and 4 runs batted in. He will wave and miss at a pitch up and away. That's good for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. A looping curveball on the outer third. Deemed strike 2 by the home plate umpire. And now Albies down to his last strike in the at-bat, which he will swing and miss. Changeup downstairs. Matt Moore takes a little bit off of it. Yes, he gives up a run. However, he still has the lead. Philadelphia goes to the 5th, leading 5-4. 1 hit, 1 run on the inning for the Atlanta Braves. We go top 5. Here on Sunday Night Baseball, it is April 11th, 2021, and the 5th inning is going to be my final inning live here, unless something super exciting happens. But I'm going to call it an earlier night today. The first few games of the season, we've gone from the first pitch to the last. Tonight will be a little bit different, and I'll do this from time to time just because, I am going to watch this game a little bit with the actual ESPN commentary, relax, and my night with some baseball as well. But right now, Phillies lead 5-4 over the Atlanta Braves. We go to the top of the 5th. This is the last game of the day. And tomorrow starts a new week of Major League Baseball. A lot of many series come to an end. I believe actually all, the majority of teams are playing their last game of the set today, and most have already finished. But the Braves and Phillies will part ways for a bit of time after they played each other opening weekend, and now here again for the second time this season. This is Game 6 between the NL East rivals. Philadelphia has won 3. The Braves have won 2. And Atlanta wants to sweep right here. They want to even out the series against Philly. They also want to sweep and tie the Philadelphia Phillies for first within the division, just 9 games into the year. So we go to the top of the 5th. It's the pitcher spot, Andrew McCutchen, and then Rhys Hoskins. Now, Matt Moore struck out his first time around back in the 3rd inning. McCutchen also hitless on the evening through 2 at-bats. Hoskins had a solo home run back in the 4th. That was one of many hits and runs that would end up scoring last frame for the Philadelphia Phillies. Now, the Braves are run by manager Brian Snitker. And both teams looking to make a shot at the postseason this year. There are no expanded playoff brackets like there were last year. Of course, we saw 16 teams make it, 8 from the AL, 8 from the NL. And then in previous seasons, it's only 5 from the American League and National League, respectively. You would get your 3 division winners, and then your 2 wild card teams. Last year, it was your first and second place winners in all 3 divisions, and then 2 wildcard spots coming from the 3rd and some case 4th teams in divisions. So 16 teams made it to the postseason last year. This year it's only going to be 10. It'll revert back to that typical format. And Smiley falls behind against the Philly pitcher in a 2-1 count. But there are 4 good teams in the NL East. They all cannot make it in to October baseball. Moore makes contact, sends it to left field, but Ozuna is there to make the play for out number 1. So 4 really good teams, all between the Braves, Mets, Nats, and Phillies. Of course, also guys you can essentially etch into the playoff bracket right now, Los Angeles Dodgers and San Diego Padres. One will take the division, most likely it'll be Los Angeles, but the Padres are going to end up with the wild card spot, unless something goes terribly wrong for them. But what a great team they have, and hopefully something does not go wrong for this team. Made a lot of different roster additions this winter, a frenzy of moves. They traded for 3 starting pitchers, Blake Snell, Yu Darvish, and the man who threw the first no-hitter of the 2021 regular season the other night, Joe Musgrove. They parted ways with Joey Lucchesi. They extended Fernando Tatis Jr. They brought in a few other guys as well. Jerickson Profar came back. Very successful winter for San Diego. But now Andrew McCutchen in his third at-bat will pop it up to second baseman Ozzie Albies. And that is out number 2. 2 up, 2 down for Smiley, who was looking to have his first clean inning since the first inning. He retired 3 in a row. McCutchen went down on a pop-up to shortstop. Rhys Hoskins flew out to right. Bryce Harper struck out swinging. Josh Tomlin is in the bullpen for the Braves, warming up, right-handed reliever. So I'd assume this is Smiley's last inning of work. A curveball will drop in and drop in the dirt for ball 1 to Rhys Hoskins. Hoskins, coming off of his second home run of the season last inning, takes a pitch up and in, so it's 2-0 in the count. Rhys is 1 for 2 with the home run. The average up to 324. 2 homers, 5 RBIs here in the early stages of the 2021 regular season. Fastball misses upstairs. It's 3 balls, no strikes. And that will be what should have been ball 4, significantly off the outside portion of the plate, is a called strike. Rhys Hoskins was not trying to swing right there in a 3-0 count. Didn't really clip the edge of the strike zone, but the home plate umpire says it is strike number 1. This time it's going to be flown into center field. On the run is Christian Pache. And he makes the catch for out number 3, a line out to center field. No hits, no runs, no man left on base for the Philadelphia Philly lineup. Now, I believe I said Hoskins walked 56 times last year and very few walks this time around. He has no walks in 2021 and has no walks through his last 58 plate appearances. So that 56 I came up with, I was mixing up not 56 walks last year, but no walks through 58 of his last plate appearances. And now that's going to stretch to 59. Typically, Rhys Hoskins is a guy who does get on base via ball 4 quite often. Base on balls helps out the on-base percentage and the OPS for the Philly first baseman. But recently that hasn't been the case, and manager Joe Girardi expanded upon that, saying that, well, he changed a little bit of his swing. He feels a little more comfortable. He's squaring up the ball better and showing signs of more power. Obviously, that is the case as he's got a solo shot on the day. But with that being said, we head to the bottom of the 5th. For the Atlanta Braves, it's Freddie Freeman, Marcell Ozuna, and Travis d'Arnaud. The Braves trail by 1. 3 outs to go for me here live on the stream. Live commentary and coverage. Sunday Night Baseball, Philadelphia Phillies and Atlanta Braves. I'm going to call it an early night, but for all of you in the stream and in the chat right now, if you guys are new, don't forget to drop a like down below, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Join the team. A lot of fun stuff coming at you guys this year. A lot more play-by-plays just like this one that you're all tuning into this very moment. I don't have a particular schedule for these play-by-plays, so if you enjoy my commentary and coverage of games live, go ahead and turn your notifications on. That's the best way to stay informed on whether or not I'm going to do something like this on any given day. Now, in the spring, I'm going to aim for like 2 or 3 live streams a week. Once the summer comes around, that'll probably change a little bit. That number should go up quite a bit. So that'll be fun. A lot of Yankees and Mets coverage, but also MLB TV free games of the day, ESPN Sunday Night Baseball, just like this. And other games as well, just sporadic. Whenever I'm around and I'm free and I'm ready to go ahead and hit that stream button here on YouTube, I will. Any opportunity I can. Freddie Freeman with a big swing and miss to start the bottom of the 5th. He goes down in the count 0-1. Yeah, I love doing these live commentaries with you guys. This is something I want to pursue in the future. If you're unfamiliar with me, I want to go to college, and the goal for that afterwards is to be a play-by-play announcer, an on-air personality, or reporter, journalist, as well. Either of the two or both, honestly, would be amazing for me. I'd not care. I just want to be in the baseball field. So whether that is reporting or in the on-air booth doing something just like this, that is the goal at one point. So Freddie Freeman now in a 1-2 count sends one to center field, and it's gone. A solo home run for Freddie Freeman. Thank you very much. Helping out my fantasy baseball team. That's the first thing I think of. But also, Freddie Freeman hits his 4th homer of the season. 411 feet. 102.3 mile per hour exit velo off the bat. It's also his 7th RBI. Boom goes the dynamite. Freddie Freeman ties this game at 5 runs apiece. Now I'm also thinking too, I believe I'm actually tied in the home runs category because I do head-to-head points. So I believe I'm tied in the home runs category, and I sat Didi Gregorius today, who had a 3-run home run. So I might have lost out on a little bit right there with that one. But hey, we've tied home runs. But more importantly, this game is tied 5-5 in the 5th, and Marcell Ozuna sees a strike in to begin his at-bat. So a solo home run for Freddie Freeman to straight away center field, his 4th of the year, and 7th run batted in. Ozuna flies out to Bryce Harper. That's good for the first out. So now Matt Moore and Drew Smyly will, by the looks of it, end their outings in a no decision. Freddie Freeman has 37 extra base hits in 2020, and he was the first Brave player to lead Major League Baseball in extra base hits since Hank Aaron in 1967. So fun little factoid right there for everyone. Travis d'Arnaud gets on top of a curveball, hits it over to third baseman Alec Bohm, and the throw to Rhys Hoskins is in time for a 5-3 put out number 2. So again, Smyly and Moore in a no decision. I know that there was Josh Tomlin warming up for the Braves in the bullpen last frame, so if he comes in to relieve their starter in the 6th, Smyly will get the no decision. If Matt Moore comes out after 5 innings, it'll also be a no decision unless the Phillies starter gives up another run here before the last out is recorded. And the batter he has to face is Dansby Swanson, who is 2 for 2 with the double, single, and run batted in. The first pitch to him is fouled back for strike 1. If Swanson does get on base, it'll go to Austin Reilly, who is 1 for 2 on the day with a single, and that came back in the first. No balls, 2 strikes to Swanson, who is 2 for 2 this evening against Matt Moore. .73 pitches for the southpaw, and number 74 will result in another foul ball. We'll try it again at the count being 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes to the Braves shortstop. Again, with that single, that RBI single back in the first and the double in the third. He pops up a fastball that's going to get out of play. So we'll try it again on an 0-2 count. A fan wearing a Chipper Jones jersey picks up the foul ball off the bat of Swanson. But Freddie Freeman, the man of the inning, as he ties this game up 5 apiece with the solo home run that led off the bottom of the 5th. 0-2 to Swanson, and another foul ball. This one, a grounder down the third base line. So Swanson not going down easy, making Moore put up a fight. Chipper Jones in attendance at tonight's Philly Brave game. He's shown in the stands right now. So an 0-2 count to Swanson. Now Chipper is a hitting consultant for the team, sitting just a few rows back at field level. And a pitch from Oregon, a bounce in the dirt. It's 1-2. The at-bat continues. Dansby Swanson seeking his third hit of the day. He's also halfway to the cycle. He's got the two easiest hits on the the single and the double. See what he could do here in a 1-2. It'll be another dribbler down the foul line. So there is some action in the bullpen. Connor Brogdon, a Philly reliever, throws from the right side. This is pitch number 8 of the at-bat. Moore delivers to Swanson, who takes the curveball at 80 miles per hour for ball 2. Long at-bat. Dansby having a lot of success offensively at the plate today. And he entered tonight with a 143 average, 1 home run, and a pair of runs batted in. Swing and miss, strike 3. That will end it for the home half of the 5th. But Freddie Freeman, a solo home run, ties this game up. 1 hit, 1 run, no men on base. 1 the third out is retired for the Braves. And guys, that's going to end it for me here on the live stream. An hour and 40 minutes in. Thank you all for joining me. I'm going to take the rest of this time to watch this game and listen to the audio and someone else's play-by-play, not mine. Alex Rodriguez and the rest of the ESPN on-air staff. Thank you all for taking the time out to join me today. If you enjoyed the live stream, don't forget to drop a like down below, comment, and subscribe. If you're new, join the team. We will be live again very soon here on YouTube. Throughout the course of this week, at least 1 or 2 more live commentary and coverage games. They should be full duration, full length outings as well for me. But that's going to end it. Thank you all for tuning into my Sunday Night Baseball Live. The Philadelphia Phillies and Atlanta Braves are tied at 5 runs apiece, heading into the top of the 6th. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you all next time. Peace.